besties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to film this video. This was a very spontaneous video for me because I just finished Happy Place, as you guys saw in my last video, and I have been in a book hangover. I had no idea what I wanted to read, so I was scrolling through on TikTok, and I always get inspired when I see like the TikTok videos that people like put together with the aesthetic like Pinterest photos that kind of like show you what certain books are about so you can get a vibe of them. And my favorite person on TikTok to go to is Grace's Reads. I'll put her handle on the screen somewhere, but she reads a ton of Kindle Unlimited small town romance books, and I always watch her TikToks and I just like want to read all of them. So that is what I'm going to be doing for this video. I'm going to be reading small town romances all of this week, and I think it's going to be so fun. So I'd actually put a poll up on my Bookstagram account. It's Blondie with a Book if you guys want to follow me over there, so that way you can participate if I do like any poll videos for the future. But I put a poll up on my Instagram just like asking you guys what small town romances I should read, and I gave you 4 options, and these were all options that Grace had on her profile, and they all have like above 4-star reviews on Goodreads. I have the Queen's Cove series, Chestnut Springs, Honey Mountain, and the Eden series, and I have heard really good things about the Chestnut Springs series, and also the Edens is like really popping off. That's the Indigo Ridge books. But I put that up in my story. I'll put a little screenshot on the photo so y'all could see what won, but unsurprisingly Chestnut Springs won. So I actually started it last night, and like I said, these are all on Kindle Unlimited, but I started it last night and I am about like 15% through, I think. And I really like Elsie Silver's writing style so far. This story takes place on a ranch, which I feel like living in Florida, unsurprisingly, this is on trend for me. Because if y'all didn't know, I know a lot of people like think when they think of Florida, they think of the beach, but actually like 70% of Florida, I would say, is agricultural. So there are so many farms down here, and particularly where I live, there is a lot like in the area. So I feel like this is very on trend for me, and I'm excited. If y'all want to see me watch all small town romance books in this video, be sure to keep on watching, and let's get into it. Tell I'm in my cowgirl era right now with these braids, and it's 100% influenced by this book. All you guys need to know is, number 1, there's lots of cowboys, but number 2, it's also really smutty, which I don't know why that took me by surprise because most romances on Kindle Unlimited, I feel like Kindle Unlimited is like known for the smut and the spice. If you're looking for a clean read, this book series is not for you, but it is different because I feel like this book mostly focuses on Rhett. At this point in time, I was still pretty early on into the book, and it mostly focused on what Rhett was going through, which is why I say what I say next. But after finishing it, just know that I do think there is a good balance between both Rhett and Summer's individual conflicts. The male main character lead and like his family and stuff, which most romance books that I've read at least focus more so like on the female and her friend group and stuff. And I believe that each of his brothers like in the Chestnut Springs series has a romance which is different, and I just love the relationships that he has with all of his brothers and his father, and like the setting that it's on a ranch is just so different than everything that I've read so far this year. I even stayed up like an hour past my bedtime last night because I didn't want to stop reading. That's how much I have been enjoying it. It's really good so far. Also neglected to mention that I'm currently 43% of the way through this book, and the bull riding is also like a really big part of it that's been super fun to read, and it's really making me want to watch The Longest Ride. Oh my god! No! He just said to him, "You're the shit stuck to my boot." That's a good one. I just finished Flawless not too long ago, and I'm gonna rate it 4 stars, but I'm just like reading the Goodreads reviews, and this one girl writes, well, slap my booty and say yeehaw, I guess I do like me one cowboy. And I have to say, I think I agree. However, I do think there was too much smut for me in this book. Once they like got past the tension and it broke, they just became obsessed with one another, and I feel like the plot to smut ratio was dwindling, and I didn't like that. But then at the end, all like the drama imploded, and there was a plot twist that I was not expecting. You guys saw my reaction, and she had her Cinderella moment. I was like, oh my gosh. Thinking of Chad Michael Murray racing down the football field, up the stairs to Hilary Duff, kissing her in the rain. Like, come on, how's it get any better than that? But it was so cute, and I think the way that it came together at the end was really sweet, and there's an epilogue also, which is a very happy ending. Now that I finished Flawless, I think it's going to be really interesting to see which small town romance I like the best. The next one I'm going to download is Indigo Ridge by Devin Perry. That is the first book in the Eden series and was voted 2nd on my poll. I'm not gonna lie, even though it was spicy, I think I'm gonna miss the cowboys. Hi YouTube! I started Indigo Ridge last night, and it's giving Moody Walker vibes if you guys have watched that TV show. And there's cowboys, so I didn't totally leave the cowboys behind. But the main character, she is the town's like new chief of police. It takes place in this small town in Montana, and she has a one-night stand with one of the sons who is a part of the town's founding family, the Edens, which is what this entire book series is about. So I'm curious like how the story is going to develop and everything. I swear, tonight is like the perfect night to read. It's Friday, it's storming outside, it's lightning, it's thundering, our internet went out, which is why I'm sitting here reading, and I just hit 50%. This book is not a romance. Like, it has romance elements in it, but it's more of a murder mystery than I think it is a romance, if that makes sense. But I'm enjoying it. Griffin, who is the guy that Winslow slept with, Winslow is the chief of police, I can't figure out like if he is a cowboy or a grumpy farmer. I just feel like both of those two are like interchangeable, but the pining between them is so good, and I love the banter. I like this style of writing. I am unwell right now. I can't sleep right now because I need to update you guys about this book. I just practically read it in one sitting. The only reason I'm not reading it 5 stars is because of the epilogue. Let's just forget that that exists because it was so unrealistic and I literally hated it. This book, it was so good. I went through like every emotion. My emotions were all over the place, especially towards the end. This is a romantic suspense novel, and it's advertised as an enemies to lovers, which I strongly disagree with. I think they are strangers to lovers and they fall for each other very fast, but their chemistry just came so natural and the relationship just seemed so flawless and just easy. It made it easy to read, and I loved that about this book. I loved the family dynamic and all the siblings and the setting. I thought there was a perfect balance between like the smut and also the suspense and like the murder mystery with the romance plot thrown in there as well. I like kind of guessed what the big twist was. I got it like half right, but it kept me on my toes, and I was like, I cannot stop reading. I think I finished it at like 11:30. It's like after 12 right now. I'm just so excited I decided to film this video. I've just been reading so many good books. I really hope that Honey Mountain lives up to this like expectation and this like this good streak I've got going. after you read a good book, you get on a book high, because I feel like I have been having that kind of a weekend. I went to church this morning. I got so many compliments on this outfit, and I forgot that I own this dress, which is so funny. It's from Abercrombie & Fitch. I bought it a few years ago during the pandemic, I think, and I just have it on my Nike Air Force One sneakers. But I have been having such a good weekend, and I just wanted to share that. So I don't think I shared what I rated Indigo Ridge. Originally I did 4 stars, but because I've been having such a good weekend, I'm gonna rate it 4.5. And I was gonna leave and go read by the water, but it's actually starting to rain right now. I think I'm gonna head inside and read Honey Mountain some more. I did start it. It's like a friends to lovers small town romance that takes place in this town that's like on the border of Nevada and California. It's like in the mountains. The main character, her father, and I think the love interest, they're both firefighters. So I have left cowboy country, but I still have high hopes. The names that the author like chose for all the characters and stuff are so cute. I am gonna read them off to you guys because how could I not? The first book in the Honey Mountain series is called Always Mine, and the author is Laura Pavlov. And I did go on Goodreads and just like look to see what other kind of books she has, and they sound really cute. I added a few of them to my TBR. The main character, her name is Vivi, and then the love interest is Nico. And Vivian has 4 other sisters. Her younger sister is named Ashlyn, and then there's twins Dylan and Charlotte, and I love Dylan for a girl's name. I think that's so unique. And then her older sister is Everly. I just feel like the vibes are gonna be really good with this one. I've been reading Honey Mountain and I'm on 41%, and I really I'm trying not to DNF this book right now. I don't know what about it is. I just am not vibing with it. I don't know if it's like the friends to lover situation. It just feels very predictable. Also, there are a lot of characters. I know I was like so excited because they all have cute names and just like the vibes seem to be there. But it just gets confusing because there's so many characters and it's a very, very smutty, like Chestnut Springs level of smut. It just feels like there's more smut than there is plot, and I don't really know where this is going. I'm gonna keep reading because I hate DNFing books, and I'm really hoping that it gets better. I don't have a good feeling about this. Today officially marks 1 week since I started filming this video, and I'm very happy to report that I just finished the first book in the Honey Mountain series, Always Mine by Laura Pavlov. And let me just start off by saying that I would not recommend this book, and honestly I'm really confused how every single book in this series has above a 4-star rating. Maybe it gets better as you keep going. If you guys have read this book series, definitely like comment down below and let me know if I should continue with it. But I just did not like this book. I read it to finish it. Like I said, I wanted to DNF it at like 33% is what I had in my notes for this. I just could care less about the characters, honestly. There were a lot of characters and I like appreciate the intentions behind the book. It's a very small town, a very tight-knit community. Like they are very protective of one another. There was smut in almost every single chapter. So much trauma for these characters. So much drama. I feel like the author tried to fit like almost every single trope in here. Like there's a cancer trope, there's domestic violence in here, there's teen pregnancy in here, there's cheating, there's like friends to lovers. Friends with benefits is, I guess, kind of how I would think about like the first portion of the book. And speaking of that, almost all of the big events happened like right when I hit 50% of the book, or like before. So like the last half of the book was like, I feel like a lot of like extra stuff you wouldn't normally like see included in books, because you get to see like them before, during, and like well after the fact, which I appreciate because not a lot of romance books do that. And there was an epilogue at the end, but it just felt too long, and I feel like it definitely could have been shorter. And with all the drama, like, it just felt so predictable, and that's really, I guess, what it comes down to in my mind. Is just I didn't like it, and I wouldn't recommend it. So that is going to be the last book that I filmed for this video, because like I said, I was reading small town romances for a week, and today marks 1 week. So unfortunately, I did not get to the 4th book that I had included on my poll, which was the Queen's Cove series, and I screenshotted the 2nd one in here. So I don't know, let me know if you guys have read that series, or if you've read any of the books out of the series that I read in this video. Let me know if I should continue on with some of the series, like maybe Honey Mountain will get better. If you have any other like small town romance book recommendations, please send them my way. I am so excited to get back to cowboy country. Like, I really miss that reading this Honey Mountain, because there's no cowboys in this book. But I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much if you have made it this far. Let me do a quick wrap up actually before I end this video, just to kind of like sum everything up. So the first book that I read was Flawless by Elsie Silver, which is the first book in the Chestnut Springs series. I ended up rating that one 4 stars. I'm trying to pull up my notes because there's no way I can remember everything. I did really enjoy the writing style, but it did have a lot of smut in it, which I didn't really care for. But unlike Honey Mountain, the plot in Chestnut Springs was there, and I just think the writing and general was better. And then the next book that I read was Indigo Ridge, which is the first book in the Eden series. And let me tell you, I have not been able to stop thinking about that book, which kind of makes me want to amend my rating. If the epilogue wasn't there, it probably would have been close to a 5-star book, but I did end up wanting to rate it 4.25 stars, and I think I stand by that rating. There's definitely a lot of grumpy farmers, cowboys, takes place on a ranch. Very like romantic suspensey, which is different for me, and I think that's the first romantic suspense novel that I've read. So if you guys have any recommendations for that trope, definitely let me know, because I think I for sure want to continue reading this series. And then the last book, like I was just explaining, I read All Was Mine, which is the first book in the Honey Mountain series, and I rated that 2.5 stars. This is a fun video. I'm so glad that I decided to go ahead and film it, and that I actually read 3 books in a week. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I didn't think I was gonna be able to do it, but here we are. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you so much if you've made it this far. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe below if you're new here. I hope that you guys are having a great day wherever you are, and I will catch you guys in my